Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am Collecting Madness. There's always madness in love, and we love collecting. That's right, you guessed it. We're back again with another Hot Toys Star Wars figure unboxing and review. And with that being said, if you are new here and if you're as mad as I am about collecting, go ahead, head down there and smash the like button. And while you're down there, beat up the subscribe button as well. We do have a goal of 1,500 here on the channel, and I'd really appreciate it if you join me on this journey. Now with that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, and here we have the Super Battle Droid in his box. It's another 20th anniversary Attack of the Clones figure. And guys, I'm really digging this line. But as you know, this isn't the real art. This is. And these vintage looking figures will never get old to me. Apologize for the glare right now. It will go away. But you can see an image of the Super Battle Droid there. That very reflective 20th anniversary Attack of the Clones sticker. Super Battle Droid, Star Wars there. Another logo there that is reflective. Hot Toys logo. On the side you have the Battle Droid himself. Some info about the droid if you would like to pause and read. And then we have some legal info on the back, as well as another gorgeous shot of him. Now I have noticed with these figures you either get like a yellowish background or a blue, and it may have to deal with the color of the figure. Going over to the side, nothing there besides the branding. And then this is a magnetic lift top where you could see more of the figure. Now we're going to get everything out, which isn't much, and you'll see that, and then take a look at the figure himself. So while I remember watching Attack of the Clones, I don't exactly remember how I feel seeing these guys for the first time, but the memory I have where I was able to remember seeing them for the first time, I was like really shocked at how big they were. And I actually like the diversity because we were so used to those B1s or stormtroopers, so bringing droids in an all-out battle was really magnificent to see, and I'm so happy that George decided to do that. You know, this medieval time kind of based, like how they did the fight, and it really, you got to see everybody come together and fight. It was just really cool to see the Clone Wars like in live action. There's a lot of detail here. He's not as light as I thought he would be, but he is light, and more on that later. Yep, that's it. Can you believe it? So this segment will be pretty quick, which I'm not going to be mad about, but I mean, for the figure's sake, I guess I would be. If I can get this out of here. I always struggle with this plastic, and I guess I'm ripping it today. But it is a sand footprint base, which we all know we love those, am I right? But it is nicely painted. You do have some dirt, grime there, like, you know, the sand is filthy from maybe oil and grease from all the droids and stuff, so that makes sense, and I really like that. And then of course, as always, my favorite part, you do get Super Battle Droid there, and you can see it's very reflective, as well as Star Wars etched in a metal nameplate. So this is really cool. It is got some weight to it too. And then moving on to the only accessory you will get if you purchase this guy, and it is nicely weathered, painted metallic, has some cracks in it. It does look like there may be some pitting. I'm not sure if there's any rust in there. Maybe a little bit because of all these spots, which help it make look metallic, which is pretty nice. And this will just peg into the figure, and we'll see that later. But that's it. Now on to the star figure himself. We have the Super Battle Droid, and this guy is very tall and very lanky. He's very grimy, like very oiled up and pitted and rusted, and I just love all the dirt effects. The paint apps are amazing. This guy does a great job, and Hot Toy did a great job at making him look very metallic. So if you didn't have this in hand, you would think he's metal, but he's actually completely plastic. I know that's a bummer, but it is what it is, and it was Hot Toys' decision. So going over the back, you can see more of the details going on, and this follows him all the way down to even his feet, where I think they're a little bit more dirty just because he's been treading all over the sands of Geonosis, which makes sense. And again, that's good on Hot Toys' part. You do get this little head here, which would look like the B1. And fun fact, I actually didn't notice this until the figure came out, that's why these are Super Battle Droids. So call it what you want with me, whether, you know, I'm late to the party, but yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. So if you're learning that for the first time here with me, head down in the comments below and let me know. He does have a light up feature, which we will get to, and you can access that through the back. And this time it takes 3 AAA batteries instead of being a USB powered or those stupid little button cell batteries. But we're going to go over some posability here. He kind of moves at the shoulder there. He bends at the elbow nicely. He pivots and twists right there at the wrists. And then his fingers are actually nicely articulated. They do bend. If I get the thumb out of the way there, you can see each one of those little rivets there you go, you can see he can bend to there, and I think that looks really cool. Same thing for this side, rotates there again, legs go out, forward, back down, all the way back. He could basically do a 360 if his body wasn't in the way. And then he can do a 90-degree bend at the knee. There are no ratchets in this, but it's very tight, so we will have to see in the future how this figure holds up. I'm noticing some swivel there in the hip as well, and then just an up and down movement for the foot. He does go up and down, but I would be careful. This feels like more of a rubber piece. You don't want the plastic scratching that all up. And he does go side to side as well. Very squeaky, very tight. The bottom of the feet do have screws, but that's okay. There's a little bit of tread there. The normal branding of Hot Toys and Lucasfilm. And I will say, I really love the details on this guy. This is probably one of my more aesthetically pleasing figures to look at, just because of one of all those details things. Like the gears in his crotch or whatever just look absolutely awesome. Like, you can really tell this guy was put together in a factory, and I'm here for it. So to install the batteries, this piece pops off the back here, and then you can see a screw there. So you're gonna have to take your screwdriver to him. Okay, so we got it off. Oh, I thought it took 3. He takes 2. I mean, more for me, right? So get my batteries here. That spring was kind of crooked, so hopefully that went in right. And then you can hit the on switch by flipping it, and underneath these lights you can see it's incredibly bright. And yeah, that's it for the light. Now I will say the batteries do add a bit more weight than what he came with, so that's a pro, that you're putting, you know, bigger batteries in, so now he feels even more solid up top, which I really like. Now, if we're going over for this battle damage piece, I believe it detaches from right here, so just be careful when pulling this apart. It actually came out surprisingly easy. It felt nice and smooth. It wasn't really clicky because it looks like some Lego pins, but it's not. And then that just should pin back in there. I guess you can decide whatever way you want to place it, but yeah, just wiggles back in there. And now he has no arm. Woohoo! Alright guys, just wrapping up on this Super Battle Droid from Attack of the Clones. I will say, I didn't expect a whole lot coming from this figure, but just because he doesn't come with a lot, I'm still thoroughly impressed. The paint apps are absolutely gorgeous. The LED is surprisingly bright. I'm glad they included AAA batteries instead of the button cells. It would have been kind of cool to see them, you know, integrate USB powered in this thing, seeing as that's the way they're transitioning. but this is still cool. You won't have to replace the button cells as much. Other than that, you know, the battle damage piece is cool. I personally won't display them like that, but if you want to, especially if you're collecting multiple of these, I know people are building armies for sure, then that's a great thing to have, and it will look amazing in the display. This figure is super tall. I love the colors. As I said, there's a little bit of bluish in there, and you can really get a feel for that in person. He has a nice weight to him. The joints are sturdy, and I hope they stay that way. This figure is definitely solid all the way around, and I can completely understand also if you don't want to pick this guy up because he is somewhat basic, but there's totally a lot that went into it, and just like the Battle Droid, I'm impressed, and I'm glad that it's in the collection. If you're still with me, and if you enjoyed the video as much as I did, go ahead and hit the like button and that subscribe button. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.